haven't changed.
Alright,
His
too much
voice is
screaming.
just a little hoarse, you know.
Alright,
He
let me,
he lost it in the
We're
great
so
Western.
cool!
Alright, I'm going to shut everyone up for a second, just to say welcome. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Q&A. Thank you for coming. We're very excited to see you. So, if I'm assuming most of you have been to a Q&A before. If not, the way we do it is we take questions, put your hand up, I'll come and call on you. I'll repeat the question so that everyone can hear and anyone watching the stream can hear, and then we'll chat about it. So we welcome any question about any aspect of Rec Room. You talk to us about whatever you want. And so with that, let's get going. Okay, who's got a question for me? Let's start right here with Cool.
So like, you know how we like, walking isn't for every game. Is it gonna be for every game in the future?
Oh, okay, yeah. So the question was, will walking be for every game in the future? So first, a little bit of background. So as everyone probably knows, we shipped Smooth Locomotion, or also known as walking, in yesterday's update. Hope everyone's enjoying that. I know we enjoy it a lot. To answer the question, will it be enabled in every game? The short answer is we don't know yet. We're not sure.
Can
What the heck he get on
sorry, I got distracted for a second. So to finish that thought, so you can enable walking in like paintball and quest and laser tag if you do a custom room. So if you want to try it out, you go custom room, create your own paintball instance, and then you can enable walking that way. So you can play paintball, laser tag with walking, but we don't enable it in public by default. And I'm not sure whether we will or not. The main reason is there are some players who really struggle with Smooth Locomotion, and we want to make sure that if you just randomly go to paintball, you're not stuck in a mode that makes you feel sick.
I have an idea.
Okay, what's your idea?
You know, I'm on PlayStation, and you know how there's a PlayStation only button?
Yep.
There should be a Locomotion only button.
Right, yeah. That could be something we do in the future. That's definitely something as we build out, especially custom rooms. Like we give you more information about what kind of a room you're going to. Like this is a room where everyone's walking and stuff like that. All right, Tyson. Let's talk to Tyson over here.
You know how in like climbing you can like just like move with your actual feet and you would actually move?
Yeah.
You should like do that in this game, so you have to like hold this and your arm would get tired.
I see. Yeah, so the question was, there's games like Climby, for example, which do kind of more of a physical locomotion. There's Sprint Vector, what's the one, Lone Echo, I'm thinking of. There's a bunch of really fun locomotions. We kind of wanted to cover the basics first and do something that, everyone could do really easily and kind of get started on Smooth Locomotion. I actually really like the idea of including more variant locomotion modes like sprinting and stuff like that down the road as tools that you can use in your sandbox games that you create. So people could make rooms with like, zero-G locomotion or something like that would be really fun. So yeah, we may get there, but we're not going to work on that for a little bit. We got some other stuff we want to do first. All right, Snickers.
I'm back again. I just wanted to ask, so during the pirate quest, when you finish, what's it called?
Lost Skulls?
It's the level after the ship. After you finish that, there's a level called Beach 1. Is there going to be like another beach planned or?
Oh right, sorry. So the question was, in the pirate quest, as you play through, as you go from scene to scene, it pops up and it shows you the name of the area that you're in. And there's one of them that pops up and says Beach 1. That's because we are lazy and incompetent developers, and we accidentally piped through the name of the scene file, not the actual kind of game name. We should actually fix that. I think we forgot to fix it in today's patch because of the aforementioned laziness and incompetence. But no, there will not be a Beach 2. That's just a bug where we showed you the scene name by mistake. Sorry. All right, Bald Eagle.
I had an idea, but I don't know if you would like it, but I had an idea for the pirate quest. When we complete like a stage, like for instance the first start, when we complete that and we have all those coins, and make it feel more rewarding as we go on. Actually, when we die in the first, and we complete the first stage, and then we're in the second stage, and we die, how about we keep some of the coins? Like, that
all right. So, all right, let me see if I get this right. So the question is about Pirate Quest, and it's like, we have a system where you get gold coins, and then when you die, you drop the gold coins, and you have to go back and get them. And so the suggestion was that, what was the suggestion?
If we die, we keep a certain amount of the coins. Like, for instance, like 25%, 50%.
Oh, I see, right. So rather than losing all of them, you might keep a percentage of them. I see, I understand now. So I'm going to give you a maybe on that one. Like, so our main quest developers aren't with us on the stage today, but I'll take that suggestion to them and see what they think.
Thanks.
BeeBoz, you got any thoughts on that?
No, that seems like a great answer to me.
Okay, all right. Let's go down this end. The newbie man, what you got?
In custom rooms, for stuff like the maker room, there's walls in that room. Is there a way that we could, like, be able to take walls out of the sandbox machine and have a grid system to be able to place them down
Can
and make
anybody
our own
actually
room?
hear me?
All right, so yes, I don't know who said that, but yes, we can hear you. Okay, so the question was, so in the maker room, so if any of you are into building custom rooms, we added a new room in yesterday's update called the maker room, which is actually, honestly, is something we added because of Q&A sessions like this, where we kept getting asked questions of like, hey, can we have a blank room where it's got nothing in it and everything we put in it is something that we built? So that's what the maker room is. And so, yeah, please keep suggesting how we can make that better. So the question was, it's got walls in it that
You just triggered me with the new room.
but they're not in the sandbox machine yet. The answer is yes. I think we will end up doing something like that. Really, the next thing we want to do for sandbox mode is the sandbox machine is a giant pain in the butt. Because of like the way to browse through it is really painful. The fact that you've got to carry your things back and forth from the sandbox machine is a giant pain in the butt if you've ever tried building a large room. And so I think probably what we'll do first is improve the browsing of sandbox items and make it so that you can spawn them anywhere you are without having to go back to the machine. You can just be like, I want a couch. And so we'll do that first, and then, because it'd have to be a lot of items to give you like a modular wall system, but once we got browsing figured out, I think we can do that.
There is a maker room.
Yes. All right, let's do Galaxy Fox, then I'm going down this end.
Alright, so I have two things I want to go over today. The first thing is, the black edges around whenever you're using locomotion or flying?
Yes.
Where it tightens the view. Why is that there?
Okay, so the question was, in Locomotion and like when you do the turning and stuff, we have a feature that internally we call that vignetting. It's basically like a tunnel vision or like a black border that constrains your vision. The reason that's there is that it helps some people who experience motion sickness. It actually makes them able to walk around if the vision field is a little bit narrower. It can make a really big difference for some players. If someone, like I personally don't really get bothered by walking, it doesn't really make me feel motion sick, so I turn all that stuff off. If you go to settings, you can, there's actually Steederino here implemented this system for us. We got individual checkboxes now. In fact, Mr. Steed, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think it was last week's Q&A where someone requested, can we turn all that stuff on and off individually?
That's right.
That's right. You want to talk about how it works?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. So you will notice if you open up your watch and you go to gameplay,
I
go to settings, and then gameplay.
Gameplay?
Yeah.
Settings
Now,
gameplay.
you'll see comfort options. There's a button right there.
Yeah, I already turned all of them off. I already
And
turned
that
all
will
of
let
them
you
off.
individually control all of the individual movement types. So,
Yeah,
individually.
I gotta turn all of them off. Frick that.
Oh, I fixed it. Sweet. I also have another
All
question.
right, perfect. All right, yeah, I'm coming back. Okay. What was your second question, Galaxy Fox?
So with the quests, now I'm not going to be talking about the pirate quests or the other quests, but me and a lot of my friends before the Q&A have been talking to each other, and we all thought it would be a good idea to add a zombies quest.
Oh, okay. So
With waves.
Okay, so this is the second question is more of a suggestion. It's like maybe we could do a zombie quest with waves. So yeah, interesting suggestion. We're kind of actively thinking about what the next quest might be. We have talked about maybe a zombie quest could be a fun one. We got a few fun ideas, I think. But yeah, it'll give us some time to figure out what we want to do. But yeah, that could be a really fun one. All right, I'm going to come down this end and get some questions from here. So let's talk to Squeaky Otter.
No need.
Thank you. I wanted to say thank you guys for doing something to get more tokens a day than just the 100. Really happy about that. But with the old sets, like from Propulsion, are those still available to get by going through those games?
It sounds like a BeeBoz question to me. Did you hear
Can
this
you
one,
repeat
BeeBoz?
it? I heard bits and pieces, but I can.
So the question was, well, first it was thank you for allowing more tokens per day, and then the question was, can you still get the propulsion outfit and stuff like that, like the activity outfits?
Like the old classic activity outfits.
Yes. So yeah, what do you want to talk about the activity outfits?
Sure. So each map of each activity has an outfit that's associated with it, and when you finish an activity in that map, you have a chance to get part of that outfit set. So yeah, the old ones are still there: Propulsion, the Lumberjack, the Artist and Charades is there, and then there's a bunch of new ones for all the maps. And you have a chance to get tokens, and you have a chance to get an item from one of those outfits.
All right, I'm going deep. I'm going deep.
Like these items.
Okay, not that deep.
Steve.
Okay. All right.
Yay.
That looked cooler in my head. All right. Bart.
Okay, I have a question for you. Can we maybe get add-ons for the pirate quest for gold? Because once you buy everything, you can't get anything else. If you finish it, you don't get anything except gold, and that doesn't do anything after you buy everything. So add-ons, like really expensive add-ons, like a parrot that goes on your shoulder, or a gun holster.
Yeah, where's that monkey?
Okay, so I think BeeBoz, this is another one for you. So the question is, can we get add-ons at the end of quests? Like if you've played Lost Skulls a bunch of times, you bought all of the items, you got nothing to spend your tokens on, right? So is this one you can answer?
Yeah, I think that's here. Go ahead.
Probably. The short answer is probably. I think that's a great idea. I think we should do some extra stuff that you can spend your tokens on. We've got some stuff coming out soon that might help with this kind of throughout the game. But we'll definitely take that thought and apply it, see if we can apply it to Lost Skulls as well.
Perfect. Look at that. Monty. Oh, did you have another question? Okay,
yeah.
all right, so let's go. On.
I heard a rumor going on that your guys are going to create a game with go-karts. Is that true?
Oh, all right. So the question was, there's a rumor that we're going to create a game with go-karts. Is that true?
What's so funny?
I'm not sure who was laughing about that one. Go-karts aren't that funny. Oh, it's okay. No worries. So the question was, is the rumor that we're going to do go-karts true? So a bit of background for anyone who hasn't heard. We did do a go-karts prototype back in the day. We didn't ship it because it made a bunch of people feel sick. But here's what I'm hesitating because I'm trying to figure out what I want to say here. I want to tease things a little bit. So I will say there is some truth to the rumor. We're thinking about it. I think we have some very exciting stuff planned. Yes, that's all I'll say.
Wait,
there is a grain of truth to that. Is what I'll say.
Wait.
Okay. Monty.
About the add-ons. Wait.
Monty, is your mic working?
Okay, yeah, I was just checking it. Okay,
no worries.
The chat is going.
with the maker pen, you've only got like the one sort of like filter that comes out, so that when you're making a brick, it's always that one like type of brick. When you're making like the tubes, one type of tube. Do you think you'll ever add like different textures or like things to like the maker pen? So like maybe have like a see-through one or like glowing one or something like that.
Yeah. So the question was, if you use the maker pen, like to make your own custom room or something like that, basically everything comes out with the same visual appearance. Like everything kind of looks like this sort of cardboardy sort of texture. And the question was, could we add more materials? Maybe like a transparent material for making windows and things like that. The answer is yes. We will get to that. I think before we get to that, let me take a brief tangent to talk a little bit about the room building competition that's been going on. So I'm sure some of you have been paying attention to the room building competition, maybe not everybody, but we've had a room building contest going on. The deadline is this coming Monday, and so we've had a bunch of people busily building rooms and submitting rooms, and what we've learned from this is you guys are amazing at building rooms, and we've been incredibly excited and impressed to see the creativity and skill and patience and dedication that people have put into building rooms. Couldn't be more excited. We've also learned that you guys have found all kinds of bugs and limits to our systems. You know, the custom room system's still pretty new, and the level of ambition we're seeing is definitely we're bursting at the seams with the rooms. Some players, and I really apologize for this, some players have had trouble loading back into their rooms or have had problems restoring their rooms. We are so sorry about that. We absolutely don't want that to be the case, but it's really just that the system is new. We're building it on the fly. You guys are kind of really, you know, you guys are all pioneers. You're testing it out for us. You're helping us learn. So to get back to your question, I think before we add new features like, hey, make fancier stuff, make windows, make transparent stuff, we got to put a little bit more effort into making the reliability and the kind of robustness of the room restoring system. We got to get that to a much better state before we kind of start building it out further. So I guess I would say pardon our dust. We really apologize for any of the instability with custom rooms. It really is a function of how amazing the stuff you guys, the things you're trying to build are like very ambitious and large, and we want to support that, but it's going to take us a while to get there. So we appreciate the patience. We love the creativity. And please know that we're hard at work to make that system capable of supporting the things you want to build.
True.
All right, let's go to Hilarious Pig. What you got?
Okay, I got two questions about, and they're mostly about circuits. So, are circuits ever going to be allowed to move like 3D pen drawn objects?
Okay, let me do that one first because I'm too dumb to remember multiple questions in a row. So the first question was, will circuits and circuit chips ever be able to move Maker Pen objects? Yes. What's the second question?
Then my second one is, are we going to ever be able to spawn stuff with the circuits?
Oh, okay, so the second question is, are we ever going to be able to spawn stuff with circuits? So I guess the spirit here is you want to kind of build more complex and deeper games than you can with the current systems. So again, the answer is yes. In fact, in yesterday's update, I don't know if you had a chance to play with this, the circuits are now capable of respawning players. As of yesterday, so you can do simple respawning, you can create your own kind of very simple paintball style games. Internally, we built a pretty good defend the keep game that was really fun, where you would shoot and like get respawned back at a starting point. So we can currently respawn players, but yes, definitely the vision is that the circuit system can respawn objects, you can respawn players with things in their hands, all of that kind of stuff for sure.
Okay.
And I would say we're actively working on all that stuff. So, you know, we try and ship on a roughly 2-week cadence. So I would expect every 2 weeks we'll increase the capabilities of that system.
Okay.
All right, Squiddles.
Yeah. Do you know the new Pirate Quest items? Are you going to add
sure.
them to the sandbox machine?
All right, BeeBoz.
Do you mean the items in the store or the items that you see while you're playing
the
Pirate Quest?
Oh, the weapon.
We'll definitely be adding some of the Pirate Quest stuff to the sandbox machine. I can't say exactly which will get added, but we're all excited to add some of the stuff from the Pirate Quest to the sandbox machine. Yeah.
I lost my gold.
Kidding.
I got an additional question on that. So which items specifically would you want?
I wanted to make a game mode using the flintlock pistols, like a team battle with those.
Okay. All right. I think we could probably do that. I got to go check and see, make sure I'm not talking out of school. But yes, I think we can do that for sure. That's definitely the idea is to make all that stuff available. Like I said, we definitely got to make our sandbox browser better before we add too much stuff. But yes, we'll definitely get there. All right. Who have I not had a question from? All right, Gemrock, what you got?
Okay, I know the question is gonna be stupid, but I don't know if you're gonna do it or not, but can you, like, at least give us superpowers? Like...
Hang on. This is a stupid question, so that's for you, Steve. What superpowers do you want?
Like, on Crimson and Cauldron and Golden Trophy, and, Gematron. Like Crimson and Cauldron, lightning, fire, and the most of things that you can do.
Battleground.
Man, that sounds like a quest idea, right?
I mean, superhero. The idea is
Just
good.
say we'll add it to the list.
One of them I need you.
We'll add it to the list. Thank you.
I got a really good question.
All right, who's got? All right.
My controller died. I can't scream because the.
Okay, who has not asked a question yet? I'll come down this end a little bit more. So,
I made it.
Ape Like Spears. Sorry, it took me a moment to parse that name.
It's fine. So this is sort of like two questions and like four suggestions. My first one is at some point in the future, are like quest rankings going to like be like an individual value, or like is it going to continue being like a group value?
Oh, good question. All right, so the question was, are quest rankings going to be... Actually, let me make sure I understand the question. So when you say quest ranking, what do you mean?
Like S rank, B rank.
I see. So the question is, when you finish a quest, right now you get a group ranking like S rank or A rank or whatever. Actually, BeeBoz, you can speak to this one. You've had a lot to do with this.
You can hear me.
Sure.
So yeah, part of the goal with quests is so that you work together as a team, and so we tried to encourage that with the group rankings. So we don't have any plans to change that going forward. We like the way the group rankings work. Is there something about an individual ranking that you're craving?
Well, maybe so like in Lost Skulls, like the current ranking system, for example, maybe like instead of like 6 deaths for every teammate, like total, maybe it's like 2 deaths for like all teammates on an individual level. And like if they do that, then they get the S rank reward.
Oh, I see.
I see. His teammates are pulling him down, and he doesn't want that to be true. It sounds like.
Yeah, they're getting backed by losers, is what.
Yeah.
I guess you could say that.
No,
I'm gonna be back.
Anyway, I do have a second question, or like a suggestion. So, this is another thing about Lost Skulls, because I sort of do not like the current ranking system. This is like a little complicated, but maybe there could be like a blood money system, in sort of like the credits from like Jumbotron. Like, you know how you get like gold from killing enemies? Maybe like there's like a set value, like you kill 5 enemies without dying and you get that blood money. And like that will decide your ranking. And like if you die, like if you get knocked out, then you drop like half of that, which cannot be returned.
Okay, so Ape Likes Pears is asking about a different system for getting currency from Lost Skulls, about saying getting currency equal to the number of enemies that you kill. Is that what you're talking about? And then having
I'm talking like
mapped to points, mapped to rank.
No, yeah, like it's like a completely different currency from gold. Like how much you have at the end of like blood money, that will decide like what your ranking is.
Okay, I'll pass that on to the quest team. They're not here today, but I'll let them know. Thank you, sir.
Good catch.
All right. Okay. Sir Ace, the gentleman, you're right there, so we'll go you.
Oh, lovely. 2 quick ones. Do you ever plan on adding 1, 2, and 5-star boxes to the merch booth?
Good catch.
There should be 2-star boxes in there now. So it should be 2, 3, 4. 1 and 5-star boxes. So the 1 stars are now what we're thinking of as 1 stars now are the starter items. So what you start with when you join Rec Room, we think of those as the 1-star items now. And 5 stars, I'll say maybe. We're still trying to figure out exactly what we want to do with the 5-star items. So I'm not saying they're not going to appear in the merch booth. Maybe at some point, we'll see.
I made it in.
Okay,
And
do you have a
for my
second question?
Yes, sir. I've seen a lot of people comment on the new head moving system as opposed to being attached to your body as well. Will there be an option to go back to the old one?
Okay,
or at least,
right. So the gentleman's question was, we made a change to the way the way the head moves relative to your torso. So the question was, would we provide an option to go to the old system? So the answer is probably not. I don't think so. So how are people feeling about the updated head motion?
I like it because they quest.
Not a fan.
Paintball, it works.
Okay.
I didn't notice that there was a difference.
I'm not a fan.
Everyone shut up.
Nice.
Everyone shut up. He's trying to talk.
I think it's just looks.
Shut your dirty mouth.
I brought that on myself by asking a lot of different people to hold speaker ones. So I'm hearing mostly positive feedback. No, I'm kidding. Like so definitely hearing some concerns with that. So I know it was like a bit of kind of rec room style that the torso would flip around, like paintball enthusiasts like to use that for neck dodging. totally reasonable. Here's what I'll say about it. Like, so, you know how we tend to work is that we experiment a lot, we change things, we try not to get too scared to change anything, even things we love. But, we're very we will listen and kind of adapt as we go. One of the key reasons we did this was as we pushed forward into Locomotion, the torso kind of looked really goofy and was kind of internally implemented in a pretty broken and unsustainable way. So we made a pretty big update. I will say, for me personally, what I want to say is give it a chance. Let's all live with it for a week or two and see how we feel in a couple of weeks. I will say something that surprised me is by calming down the torso a little bit and making a little kind of more sane the way it moves. It definitely lost some of the fun flippy behavior in the short term. But I think it makes the head gestures more expressive, like when people nod or shake their heads or kind of like do various head motions. I actually get a better read on some of their social affordances and some of what they mean. So give it a chance, live with it for a bit. We're willing to make changes and adjust things on the fly, so keep giving us feedback. But yeah, live with it. I think there are some benefits. I know it's a change, and I know we're changing something very personal because it's like, hey, this is me in Rec Room, and so that's not a change we make lightly. But yes, so we are listening. We'll keep listening to you, but I would just say give it a chance. See how you feel in a week or two. All right.
Movement. I forgot my question.
Perfect. All right. Well, let's go to Sparky over here.
I have two, but one's kind of a bug issue for Pirate Quest. So there's people that spawn outside the map and it instantly kills them, and I figured out why. Usually if a PC player is hosting the custom room lobby, it doesn't happen at all, but when a PS4 player is hosting it, it does it to us every single time. And when I've been trying to get S rank, oh my god, let me tell you, that quest gives me anxiety as soon as I step through the door.
Okay. All right. So let me pause there. So sounds like you got a pretty good repro of a bad bug. Could I ask that you email that to us at supported against Grav? Because if you tell me right now, I'll forget because I'm an idiot and we'll never fix it. But if you send it to supported against Grav, me or Mama Monkey will read it and we'll forward it on to the right people and it'll probably get fixed.
And then the second one is about if there can be a point system, not he was talking about currency, he's talking about I think about a point system. The reason why I want that, I've had times, right, where they say there's a secret point system, headshots are either double points, and that's all to one player. So if he has 0 kills and he dies, we lose no points from him because he has none. There's so many times I've done that quest and killed everything myself and died 6 times and got S rank. The other day, I died 4 times and got A rank. And had to kill everything by hand on the pirate ship boss. And I'm not I understand y'all are doing it because you don't want people to be like, oh, he sucks at it. But if my team, if we're not making that goal because I only go for S rank, I want to bail out now instead of wasting an hour to feel like crap at the end of it.
Okay, so I think the question was, just to repeat for the room, is basically the quest scoring system is perfect, and please don't change it in any way, shape, or form. Did I get that about right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Maybe he wants like a death like tally kind of thing, like how many times someone died, because it's kind of hard to
as a new Rec Room,
you know what I mean?
As a new Rec Room player, right, for all the other quests, they see a point system. They know there's a team point system. And if you take them to the Pirate quest, if someone has S rank compared to someone that we kind of know there is a secret point system, compared to someone else, you know what someone's going to tell them? Oh, I died less than 6 times. That player is going to try over and over and over and over and over to die less than 6 times and not get it. Trust me, I wasted 40 hours until I realized there's a secret point system.
All right.
Okay,
loud and clear. Loud and clear. All right. So I would say this is a better conversation for the Discord because it's like, detailed and we can go back and forth. And so we hear you. Let's chat about it. Hit us up on the Discord on this one, or a Reddit thread maybe might be even better. All right, I'm gonna go down this end again for a while.
No.
All right, Broken Compass. What you got? Oh,
that guy's been waiting a long time. Like he's had it at the very beginning.
All right, that's very nice. All right, Dr. Deep Cappy there.
Will you ever decide to make it so you can summon enemies in the custom rooms, like from quests and stuff?
Okay, so the question was, will we ever make it so you can summon custom enemies like goblins from Quest or the robots from Jumbotron in the custom room, so you can add them to your own games, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm not going to say when, but yes. That is definitely part of the plan. We definitely want to do that. I will say,
Good answer.
you know, obviously right now the games you can build in sandbox mode, in custom rooms, they're still fairly basic. You know, we're working to make them more complicated and deeper every update. We are focused on multiplayer first. So we want to make it so you can make multiplayer games first where it's kind of PvP. And so PvE is kind of like second on the list, but we definitely plan to do it.
Okay.
And I think it'll be interesting to see. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work out, but as we kind of get into moving things with chips and circuits, it's probably going to be there'll probably be some interesting options to build your own very simple AI in the short term. So we'll see how that works out. Okay, BeeBoz, you know
has had his hand up for a while.
Okay, thank you. Killerworthy, what you got?
Hey, so I have a really simple question about like hair and skin. Will there be like future different colors and stuff? Like if I wanted to be a green guy with like bright red hair, could I do that?
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So the question was, you know, are we going to add more hair and skin color options? And, you know, moving all the way forward into can I be a green or a red person? Like, you know,
I want to be albino.
It's like a devil.
Yeah. So
I know there's some people that have like dyed hair.
Yeah. So definitely I know that the art team have been thinking about, actually, so I won't say too much about this, but they're definitely thinking about ways to increase the customizability of the avatars, generally speaking, give a few more options, and I know that skin and hair color is part of that. I will definitely pass on the desire to have kind of crazier hair colors and things like that to them.
Oh, kind of a joke question. If we don't have legs, why is there a stepping stone when there's full locomotion on?
You don't see legs?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Is there someone on my eyes?
Killerworthy, we all have legs. I don't know what's going on with you, man.
I think I might have like a client-specific bug here.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the question was if you don't have legs, why are there footsteps? And the answer is there just are. Okay. All right. Touch your toes. What you got?
Hey, so over time, there's been like a number of different like player groups that have had a component outside. So like there's the paintball league, there's like the dodgeball tournament a long time ago, all those. And one of the things that's kind of difficult about like running one of those is that all the information has to be input manually. So for like the old paintball tournaments, we had to like start and stop each game individually and like add in each of the scores. Is it possible that at some point in the future we could get like an API so that we could just pull that information directly from the game?
Okay, yeah, so let me repeat the question. So the question was, you know, we've had some players who've organized things like paintball leagues and laser tag leagues. I think there was a dodgeball league not so long ago, which we love, is great, fantastic. And so the question was, you know, right now you've got to use a lot of external tools to organize them. You've got to like manually input the players and the scores and the brackets and all that kind of stuff. Maybe we could supply an API or a way that you could query essentially RecNet to get the results of games and stuff like that. So yes, so I don't know exactly when we're going to get to that. I think I don't know, BeeBoz, do you want to talk about events or anything like that? You got anything you want to share yet?
I could, sure.
Just before you go there, I was going to say, like, that is one of the reasons that we invested in building RecNet was to, our old website sucked, which anyone who went there, you would know. So we wanted a better website. But RecNet was also built to integrate into the game better. So, you know, you see you can get photos to and from, you know, to RecNet really easily now. And, so that definitely makes it much easier for us to do something like, you know, build a room API that can maybe supply scoreboard data and stuff like that. So don't know exactly when. We love the idea, and I think it's likely we'll get there, BeeBoz.
So specifically, you knocked over my martini.
Sorry.
I want a martini.
Lemonade.
You're way too young to have a martini.
So specifically in reference to leagues, that's something that's been on my personal long-term list for a while. Like wanting to have leagues internal to Rec Room. Like I feel like the people at Mom Monkey and the rest of the folks have built some really cool leagues external. I would love to get that stuff inside the game, accessible to more players. I don't know when or if we'll get to it. It generally gets deprioritized, but it's something we think about. In the shorter term, we're thinking more about letting players create events. So we saw there was just a DJ event here. I'm blanking on the name of what the DJ was, but there was a big DJ event that happened in Rec Room that was organized outside of Rec Room. We want to give players more ways to like schedule cool events and parties and games and tournaments inside the custom rooms they're making, and give them some tools to easily do that stuff. So that's something we're thinking about more in the short term.
Yeah, now we go.
Hey. All right, right in the middle, Tangled Chaos. And then we'll do Kobe.
Is there going to be transparent materials for the marker pen?
Oh, yeah, so the question was, are we going to do transparent materials for the Maker Pen? So I kind of touched on this a little earlier with the variant textures. Short answer, yes, we'll get there. We want to invest a little bit more time in making the save and load and restore a bit more robust. We've had a few too many bugs for our tastes. Like I was saying earlier, like there've been a lot of pressure put on those systems with the contest and everything, so we've learned a lot. So we want to fix that up a little bit better first, and then we'll get back to adding more new stuff like that. But yes, yeah, we get that request a lot, so for sure. Kobe.
Yeah, alright, so, I have one question, actually, no, two questions, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Has anyone mentioned something about go-karts yet?
Oh, yes, we did touch on go-karts, and I said some incredibly vague and ambiguous thing about, maybe the rumors are true. But,
so they're going to be in the game is what you're saying.
But I can neither confirm nor deny whether go-karts
so they're going to... Yeah, they're going to be in the game then. They're in the game. They're in the game, guys.
If you did look at my profile picture, you'd see a picture of the Pirate Quest and a glitch that was a thing.
Are you telling me that you didn't get 8 million points in Pirate Quest?
No.
No. Okay, so yeah, I think that I'm not sure if that bug is still there or not. I know that was a display-only bug. You weren't actually getting that much gold. I know it's rare for there to be bugs in Rec Room, but that is one of them.
Yeah, I was just wondering if that was patched or not.
Very rare.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure, to be honest. Heavenly, what you got?
Since I just recently came in the room, stop it. You probably already answered this question, but when will full locomotion be added to most activities, like paintball?
Right. Okay. So the question is, when will we add full locomotion to all of the activities? Steve, do you want to talk about this one? Where's Steederino gone?
I'm here.
Oh, there you go. So the question was, when are we going to add full locomotion to all the activities?
That's not a group what I made.
Well, I think that most of the activities were built before locomotion was in. So they've been tuned to be teleport and to feel best for teleport. So we're adding locomotion as kind of an option for most of those activities. Some of them may never work properly with walking or flying or things like that. So, but that's definitely for new activities that are coming along. Locomotion as like a first class, like this is how people can get around in Rec Room. We're definitely keeping that in mind. So probably for new activities, we'll be more likely to be fully walkable.
Maybe mention the custom. I should mention if you want to try paintball with locomotion, you can do that, but you got to create a custom room. So create a custom paintball with standard rules, and then as the host, you can enable locomotion.
One more thing before you.
One in the custom room browser.
Then why isn't locomotion enabled?
You're right.
Okay, Emily, what was the question?
Oh crap! I turned around. Oh wait, hold up. Okay. One more thing. When we drink water, where does that go? And why does it make the gulping sound we have no necks?
Alright, this Q&A is over. The question is, when we drink water, where does that water go? Well, I will say it goes to hydrating your cells, Heavenly. If you look at
how does it get to your cells?
Well, you see that it just rolls down your face and it
teleports. Yeah, this is completely obvious. It teleports like this. Alright?
Oh, yeah,
it's very clear. It's completely within the rules of the universe.
So if this Q&A...
It's 101 level stuff, Heavenly. Alright, Rick, what you got?
Could I have a drink of water then?
Can we have a
we're not human.
dungeon?
We're not human.
Yes, I think so.
No, wait.
Alright, calm down everyone. One at a time. I'm going to try and answer
It's a team for a quest.
Alright, so the question was, could we have an Egyptian-themed quest? So you're thinking like Tutankhamun, mummies, that kind of thing?
Oh yeah, you have a lot of them.
Yeah, so again, maybe, we haven't chosen the theme of the next quest yet. Definitely the amount of enthusiasm we saw from the community for Pirate Quest definitely influenced us in choosing that one. We at any given time we have a short list of ideas for what the next quest will be. And so, when we see a lot of people are like super excited about an idea, that definitely influences our thinking. It's not
Maybe
like
made a choice and make all the people vote. Let the people vote.
Like a voting system kind of thing?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe,
Or
but then
for
we'd have like a
all your ID.
But then we'd have to do what you tell us, and we don't want to do that.
Okay.
We could just be informed by the vote. We don't have to be beholden to the vote.
Yeah, we gotta leave ourselves some wiggle room, right? All right, excellent, Emma. What you got?
Okay, I have two things. One, when we pour water and the water comes out, how come that doesn't happen with other liquid glasses?
All right, so the question is, when we pour water, it comes out, but it doesn't happen when we pour liquid. Oh, that's because these liquids are frozen.
That's what I was thinking.
Actually, it's not alcohol. This is
frozen margaritas.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're not.
All right, so great question, Francina.
I was wondering if, like, when we go to other custom rooms, and if there's something that we, like, want in that room, but we're not able to make it, could there be a way where we could, like, sort of copy it and then, like, make it in our own room, like, sort of copy and paste?
All right, excellent question. So the question was, when you're making custom rooms, would it be possible to like cut and paste, copy and paste objects from one room to another? So, you know, maybe you make a sweet, something in one room and you're like, I don't want to rebuild this from scratch, or, you know, someone else made it, I don't know how to build that, and I want to copy it over to my room. Yes, we are definitely thinking about that. We, internally we call that rec room objects. So we definitely got a plan to like allow you to package up the stuff you've built, and save it, kind of like the way you save a room, give it a name, all that kind of thing, and then take it into another room, maybe share it with other players. We haven't figured out all the details, but that's definitely something we want to do. We think for circuits especially, that's going to be really helpful, because like, you know, some people are more technically minded than others. Like some people are really amazing with circuits. Some people like me can barely get one number to add to another. So being able to like share between rooms is definitely on the roadmap.
I have one more. I was wondering, like, when we make custom rooms, we can maybe extend control whether it's nighttime or daytime.
Oh, okay. So the question was, with custom rooms, we've never made it so you can control like daytime versus nighttime. You know, maybe change the sky, change the light. So the answer is we definitely want to do that. We're kind of like, before we attempt that, this is like, I don't want to go too far into the weeds. We actually want to upgrade our version of Unity that we're running on. There are some really cool lighting features and stuff in the engine that we use coming that we will reevaluate how possible that is soon when we've upgraded. But yeah, we really want to do that. We think it'd be very cool if you could like, I think that would make everyone's room feel much more distinct if you could have like a, you know, different kind of dominant lighting scheme or nighttime versus daytime. Yeah, I think that'd be real cool. All right, who has not asked a question? Who has not asked a question?
Me.
Okay, let's do BeeBoz and then we'll do Pengo Plays.
Right, so I have a few questions and one for a person who will decide not to talk in the audience. Well, there's a thing that I like. Well, start with the person who want me ask for them. Will we be able to make working cars and slides with full locomotion?
So the question was, will we be able to make working cars and what?
Slides. Like
slides,
water parks.
Like water park kind of slides. So yes, I think so. We did. So haven't really actively thought about slides, so I don't want to promise anything that is a lie. But we're definitely thinking about vehicles and things like that, and how that would work with circuits. It's definitely on our roadmap. Like we definitely want, like we love the custom rooms that people can build. Our goal is to add a lot more functionality to them, so that you can make much more detailed games. So yes. Yeah, we will get there.
Can I a few things that I want, like, I've seen a few amazing rooms that have custom objects, like chairs and all that.
Yeah.
But the problem is, you can't sit on them, so when you try to teleport onto them, you just awkwardly hover above it. So, can we make those chairs basically able to sit on properly?
Yes. All right. So the question was, right now, like as we can see, ably demonstrated by Steederino and BeeBoz, you look like a complete idiot when you sit in a chair in Rec Room. And the question was, can we make that a little better? And so one thing we've been thinking about is we want to do that, but yeah, so give us some feedback on that. The thinking, maybe what we'll try is when you teleport onto a chair, we'll actually kind of attach the bottom of your torso to the chair center, and then when you move your head around, you'll kind of like lean around like that in the chair, which I think would look better. If anyone's got better ideas than that, hit us up, but that's kind of what we might try next, I think.
One more.
All right, one more, Muzz.
Also, I've made a few custom rooms, and I'm feeling like, oh, this would be doing well if this was more transparent, or if this looked like wood, but I can't make wood panels because I'm incredibly mediocre.
Yeah,
so can we add textures to make panels?
So we hit this one earlier, but so the question was again about with MakerPen, will we make it able to have different textures and materials, so like wood grain, maybe transparent stuff like windows? Yes, we will get there. Yeah, we will.
Yes.
All right, Pengu, please, and then we'll come back here. Pengu, please.
All right, so first off, level 29, what are you doing?
Voice crack.
Yeah, but that's not the serious question. I have two serious questions. One,
level 29 is actually the best level, just FYI.
Okay. Anyway, so I was thinking since the community is kind of growing, I think we need more community stuff. So for one thing, I think not only should there be daily and weekly challenges, but there should be some sort of community challenge where we all work towards one goal. For example, like kill 10 million goblins or something. And
yes, I love that idea, Pengo. So Pengo's question was, or more of a suggestion, could we do a community challenge where everyone works towards the same goal? Like killing a bunch of goblins. What's another example, Pengo?
I mean, play a bunch of paintball games, or play a bunch of paddleball, or play a bunch of shield soccer. That'll get people playing shield soccer.
Sure. So what do people think about that? All working together towards one big community goal, and then the community gets rewarded. I like it. If the community gets that goal.
Dying Light does that.
Yeah, I like it too, Pengo.
And the second one.
Hang on, wait a second. Oh, did you have a follow-up?
No, I do not have a comment.
Okay, so I wanted to ask, does anyone have questions about Locomotion? Because we got Steed here, we having a lot of questions for him. Steed was one of the main engineers who implemented the walking. So if you like the walking, please say thank you to Steederino.
Thank you, Steederino.
All right. Cody, do you have a question on Locomotion? Yes, Mama Monkey, please.
Okay, so this is a question from ViperX on Discord. They want to know if we'll ever have more variable speeds for walking, or more controls for that.
I just threw the microphone at you.
Oh, oops.
It's on your chest.
Behind you, it's behind you. It's right there. There you go. What?
It's
gone.
Oh no.
It's gone.
Stuck.
It vanished.
It's in the cushions. It got caught in the cushion.
Grab your camera. Grab your camera.
Stick your hand in the cushion.
Grab your camera. No, if you grab the camera.
Oh man, oh no.
You gotta open up your wall.
I think it's
gone.
Oh yeah, are you gonna grab a new one?
Oh. Yeah, make one. Hey, how'd he get back there?
Well, I'll just speak up.
Who's
I don't know what
that?
happened to the microphone.
It's in your hand now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in your hand.
Here we go. There we go. All right. There's no problem here. Okay, so the question was, are we going to have more control over walking, different walking speeds, things like that? Really, it's kind of up to the community. I mean, we released this, got it out so that people can try it out, and we're going to kind of learn what you guys want. So I would say it's definitely this possibility that we would continue to improve that, and we're just looking for feedback to see what you guys want.
I have an idea.
I know that.
Let's do another question.
Gribbly.
Tyson.
Avocado.
I just have a question about the strapped go-karts.
I'm trying to point at you.
How about if you actually release it, you should have when you go into the game, there should be a little area, and then there's gonna be normal stuff, but then there could be a little sign that says "Warning, motion sickness," or something like that.
All right, go.
Sure, and that's specifically for go-karts? Is that what you're thinking about?
What?
Yes, because they can get motion
go-karts is
sickness.
going to be, well,
and I have another
if
question.
and when go-karts happens, that's going to be interesting to see how.
I have another question.
It's confirmed.
Yes.
Confirmed.
Okay. If and when.
I'd say I have another question.
All right, one more, real quick.
It's about lost goals. Why did you implement if you die you lose all your money? And, that's a bunch of different stuff from the other quests.
Oh, that's a good one for BeeBoz. BeeBoz?
Yeah, nope. Oh, I can't pick up the microphone because
reasons.
Oh jeez.
So I worked on mostly the first few quests. I didn't work as much on the last quest with the way the economy and the points work. So I'm not sure what the reasoning for that is. I think one of the reasons is to build up the desire to go back in, make it more exciting. I know it's certainly exciting when I'm playing Pirate Quest and I see a giant pile of gold there. that I left last time, and I picked that up. So I think it helps build that excitement. Otherwise, I can pass the question along to the quest team and have a more concrete answer next time or on Discord.
It's a Dark Souls homage.
It's a Dark Souls homage.
I stole your margarita.
Okay. All right, so we're down to the last 5 minutes here, so let's do one more sweep. I want to hit people who haven't asked a question. So who has not had a chance to ask a question?
All right. I want to ask a question for a friend.
Okay, knock Torto.
Okay. Okay, thanks. I just want to, I got a question from a friend. He was asking, you know how you can mute yourself with your hand when you go like this? Well, he was asking if we can go like this to not hear anyone, like if there's a bunch of people around.
Yeah,
you know, like a quick way to do that. If you want to answer that question, then I'll tell you the next one. You know.
Okay, yeah. So real quick, so the question was, we have a gesture that you can toggle on and off, which is the mute gesture. So if you cover your mouth, it turns off your microphone, which was like, that was designed really for like if you needed to cough or you want to say to something in the room to someone who's not in VR. Maybe we could do a fun one where you put your hands over your ears and you can't hear.
One hand on one ear. So if there's someone talking like over here, that you can hear more on this side.
Yeah, it's kind of a good. That's a good. It's a good idea. We haven't thought about some stuff like that for a long time. It's definitely like some social details about a fun idea that's come up a couple of times is maybe you could put your hand up like this, like you're shouting, and use it to direct your voice to a specific person. So I don't want to talk to. I want to be like. I don't know. So we love those ideas. Those are fun. What was your second one?
Okay, so another one was the boxes, the new activity awards. What would you say is like the percentage of getting it, comparing it to like a star box, like 1 to 5, maybe like a 4 or something? I don't know, because it's like it's kind of hard to get those, so I don't know how rare they are.
You're asking how rare the boxes are after you play an activity?
Yeah, because sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't. A while it takes a while to get them.
So I don't want to give the exact numbers, but I can give you sort of a vague sense of how they are. So so I will say that for every box you get after activity, you have less of a chance of getting another box that day, and then each day that chance refreshes. So your first box that you get after an activity per day is the highest chance drop that you have. And it caps out at 10 boxes a day, so you can get 10 boxes from activities a day.
Mm-hmm.
It's a vague answer, but it kind of gets you in the ballpark.
And a suggestion to Steed for the Locomotion, a basketball. We can finally dribble now while we walk. So a basketball game would be pretty cool to put in because I know a lot of people like basketball. So.
Cool.
I have a question about the Locomotion.
All right, I think we had Gabe the Wizard Badger here. What do you got?
Yes. Just one question that I've been curious about for a while. As being all the people here, I'm sure agree. We're happy this game is free, but I'm just wondering, how do you get the funding to do this? Like, how do you get paid for it?
Yeah, so the question is, obviously Rec Room is free. How do we get the funding to do this?
Illuminati.
Maybe it's all charity work on our behalf. It's just the goodness of our hearts. So we were lucky enough to raise some investment funding. We raised $5 million in funding. If you go search on Google, you'll find an article about funding. But yeah, we've been very fortunate to kind of raise enough money to build out the game. And down the road a little bit, we're definitely adding some economy elements to the game so that we can make some money eventually off this entire crazy project.
Thank you. I was very curious about that. Thank you for answering that.
No worries. Okay, who has not asked a question?
Can I ask a question for a friend?
Sure, Stickers, what you got?
Okay. Yeah,
I know. It's just naked favoritism.
I have a question about the Locomotion.
Can I look at the message? I kind of forgot it. Okay. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is.
I might do a question and then come back to you. Is that all right?
I found it. Yeah.
Okay.
It says, in like when you're making your outfit and everything, like if you have something like on your chest and you want to put on your back, something on your back, it kind of replaces the one that you have on your chest.
Right.
Having more than one. So
Could we like have something on the front and something on the back? Okay, so the question was, it's about
like more than one item, like more than one item.
Yeah,
so
it's
you
about
can wear
dressing up your
multiple hats.
avatar. It's like, maybe could you have like multiple neck items so you could have something on your back and something on your front. So like I mentioned earlier, we're currently looking over the next couple of updates, adding some more customizability to the avatars. So I'll definitely mention that to the art team as they think that through. They have some pretty fun stuff planned for increasing the expressiveness of the avatars. So that sounds like a fun one to have on the list. All right, so let's do 3 more questions. I want to do people who have not asked a question today. So let's start with Person.
This is cool.
So my main problem with
I didn't know I was actually gonna get in.
Oh, okay.
my main problem.
We're all excited, Henry. Okay, yeah,
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
all
sorry.
right, I'm trying to listen.
It's not like the body thing.
Sorry.
I don't really care about that. It's the fact that
Dude, cover your mouth.
head just got shorter. And I feel like.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, so the question was, so as we were adjusting all right, calm down, everyone. I'm trying to answer a question. As we adjusted the torso, we also actually shortened the neck gap a little bit. I think it's probably an inch. So you're not going crazy. You are a little bit tighter between the head and the body. And I know it can feel a bit weird, like you see yourself or you see someone else, you're like, whoa, it feels weird. It feels like I'm shrugging or hunching my shoulders or something like that. So again, I would say, like I said earlier about the movement, give it a week or 2, see if you get used to it. It's actually, one of the reasons we did this is this is now much closer matched to the average neck length. Before, your neck was twice as long as a human neck. So we think it's more realistic proportions, but if we're still hearing in a couple of weeks that it's driving everyone crazy and everyone hates it, then we can revisit. But yeah, so give it a chance, see if you get used to it. Does that make sense?
I had a second question, but I don't remember what it is.
Okay, perfect. In that case, I forgot the answer. All right, 2 more questions. Who has not asked a question? Okay, all right. Tinuville Desbois.
Thank you. I have a question from a friend. He wants: Is it possible to remove the swipe rotate for the work mode?
Is it possible to? All right, this is a Steederino question.
Yes. Swipe rotate is one of the options that's available inside of the settings menu in the watch. So, I believe.
Oh, so I
actually can't remember. Hang on.
Swipe, rotate, off, smooth, and stop. It's in gameplay settings.
Yep.
Yeah, off, smooth, and step. So you should be able to turn it off.
Oh, sorry, step. Yeah,
No.
what did I say?
No, it's for the working mode. The working mode.
I need your glasses, Gribbly.
When you work.
Does that make sense? So it's in settings, gameplay, and then there's a smooth rotate slider that you can turn it off completely.
I think it's not that. It's when you walk.
Yeah.
And you cannot turn like this. You need to swipe.
Oh, I see. All right. I see. Yes. So a couple of people have hit us up on the Reddit and the Discord asking for smooth rotate with maybe if you're on the Oculus, for example, you've got 2 joysticks, so you can use the left joystick to move and the right joystick to rotate smoothly. I think that's probably something we can add. Yeah, we haven't had a deep conversation, but Steederino, do you think that's a possibility?
I think so, yeah. And just to that same thing, there's some confusion.
Sorry, there's some confusion between smooth rotate and swipe rotate. So smooth rotate is that thing where you press both buttons and then you kind of can control your rotation
I'm demonstrating
precisely.
right now.
And then,
I'm demonstrating.
Yeah, that one you have control over. And then swipe rotate is a separate one. There's a checkbox for that, and it might be on the second page of the settings, depending on what platform you're on. So that can also be turned off. And it's already disabled for the...
You want the devs or something?
Or depending on your platform, it's already disabled on the walking hand, because if you're going to use thumbstick walking, then that is going to preempt the swipe rotate.
Okay. All right, last question.
We're gonna do one more. So I want someone who has not asked a question, and I'm gonna go with DJ R. Better be a good one.
Rizzy?
Is your mic on? I can't hear you. No question?
Are you gonna add abs so we can go shirtless?
I need 2 more minutes.
So the question is, this is a great question to finish on. The question is, are we going to add abs so that you can go shirtless. I think the answer is, I think probably what we'll do is add a t-shirt that has abs on it, and we'll split the difference that way.
Someone has to build a gym so I can work out in it and get abs.
Exactly. All right.
Add a female body.
All right, so we're gonna call it there. Thanks everyone for coming to the Q&A. We really appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the great questions. Thank you for playing Rec Room. I'll chat with you afterwards. But yeah, thanks always. We love you all. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Add a female body.
Hey, Steve.
what's up?
Steve, you want to shake my hand, bro?
All right, sure.
The bodies are...